Hey everybody, it's Beth. Welcome to Infinite Garden. Lately, I've been getting lots of comments from folks who are at the beginning stages of their gray hair transition journey. And after spending the last 2 years going through my own transition into my gray hair, I have some ideas about things that might be good to do while you're waiting. Because let's just be honest, this is going to take a while. Number 1, take tons of pictures. During the time of my gray hair transition, I was taking pictures of myself almost every day. Prior to that, almost never. I've been on Instagram since 2012, and I've never been one of the Instagram accounts to show my face a lot or to post a lot of selfies. It's not something I've ever been comfortable with before. And during this time, I found myself taking tons of pictures of myself, looking for progress, looking for evidence of progress, and just generally trying to get a sense of what it was I was going to look like once my transition was complete. And I think that helped me, number 1, catalog the journey. It's kind of fun to look back and see how it went because it really is kind of a slow, steady process. So I really like having the record of what happened. But also I think the act of taking selfies and putting together pictures where I actually thought I looked good, it helped me get comfortable with this very new look that I was welcoming in by growing out my hair. So I recommend it highly. If you're in the beginning stages, please take lots of pictures. 2, play with color. I found this particular idea very fun. What that meant for me when I say play with color, it included looking at my clothing and what colors I wear and which colors I like best on me. I am wearing all black again today, which I have to be honest, my entire life, black has always been my number 1 favorite color. Turns out I still like it. You'll see more black from me. Anyway, I have been experimenting though with actually adding some color into my wardrobe. I also really like navy. This also applies to makeup. If you've seen any of my other videos, I've shared that I've been experimenting with makeup colors during my gray hair transition, including going through all of my lipsticks and seeing which colors I like best now that I have silver hair. Today I'm wearing MAC's Velvet Teddy on my lips, which is a color I've been wearing forever. So it turns out this color at least is still a good one for me. But I think it's really fun to go through the experiment. You might find that you're surprised by what colors look good on you now that you're starting to change your hair. So whether it's clothing or makeup, I think it's really a great idea to play around with color and see what appeals as your hair color is changing. Number 3, be sure to take really, really good care of yourself. For me, this manifested in regular, nice spa-like bath nights and more exercise outdoors in terms of walking and hiking and being very close to nature. I found that was something that was really great during this time. I also think it's good to get a lot of rest and just be careful with what you're eating. These are normal things, but I think that especially during this process, because for a lot of us, we have fear that this choice to stop dyeing our hair and let our gray hair show, we fear that it will be very aging to us, and that's something that prevents us from making this choice, for a lot of years before you finally give it up. If you're going to make this transition, if that's something that's a fear you've held in the past, I think it's a good time to just take great care of yourself, check in on your skincare routine, start doing a little bit of yoga, whatever that is. I think it's a good idea to do that too. And number 4, I think it's a great idea to journal about what's going on inside of you. One of the things that I personally like to meditate on when I would sit down to journal is, why did this transition require bravery from me? I don't know if it's true for everybody, if everyone relates to that particular word, but it was a word that meant a lot to me. Why did I feel like I needed to summon my bravery to be able to do this transition? And also, why did I feel like I had enough bravery now? It was kind of an interesting thing to think about. I know that some of the reasons why are tied into our fears of looking older in society and what that might mean. And I think by getting to the point where you can say, I don't think that matters as much to me as other things that I value more, I think once you make that choice, it's a little bit of a wedge in the crack in terms of opening you up to other things that you might want to say no to going forward that you don't feel like maybe are best for you. It's interesting. I can do a whole video on how going gray has changed my relationship with capitalism, because it really has. I think it's just important to journal. Whatever it is, whoever you are, whatever it is that the process brings up, I think it's a really good practice to sit down, pen to paper, and just get into, or whatever, however you like to do it, and just get straight with what's going on inside of you throughout the process. I would sit and journal maybe twice a month. It wasn't something that I did every single day, but I know everybody's different. And finally, while you're waiting and growing out your hair, I think one of the most important things that you can do is own it. This can be difficult the first few months. I know when you only have like an inch or 2 inches of growth showing, that can be a period of time during the transition where you really feel sort of just like miserable and exposed. I'm just speaking from my personal experience. But I think it's important as soon as you can to try to own it, whether that's by, putting scarves in your hair or doing something to say like, I'm in this process, it's intentional, I mean to look like this, I'm along for this ride, and in the meantime, I'm gonna put a beautiful silk scarf in my hair, something like that. Whatever it means to you, I think it's important to, at some point, you'll know when the time is right, to grab it with both hands and just loud and proud, I'm doing this. I think a lot of folks wanted to be supportive of that and were ultimately very encouraging. So I think the sooner you own it, the better. And I'll add one more. This is a bonus one, but it's one of the most important I can even think of. It's make sure that you're keeping your close and supportive friends closer. People in your life that are good to you, the people who are encouraging, kind of on your vibe, the ones who get what it's all about. Make sure you make time for them, because those people are likely to be the ones you want to keep with you. Well, that's it today. I hope everybody had a really great week, and I hope you have a great week ahead. Thanks so much.